Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is Jonas Reports for the 13th. And CPI numbers came in, and as expected, no tariff inflation. Things were slightly higher anyway because, as we pointed out, oil had not made any improvements. And in fact, it stayed a little bit more elevated, and that's going to have its ripple effect. I mean, it really becomes that easy to see that this is so impossible for them to grasp that it's just shocking. But of course, they're still saying that tariffs it's coming. So there you go. Um, yeah. NBA White taking the lead though from an ES standpoint, but as long as Magenta's still riding that, you just got a short cover rally that's driving you to new highs. Cyan moving back below DOC red, so Cyan under red, always buy, rising shakeout. Those are all exactly what you look for continued bull move. The fact that you've got such rising shorts in there makes it a little more interesting because you could get any situation where you get a little soft peak in there and you get some fade off in between. But you can see it was a strong rejection to the upside for DOC on the Nasdaq here with the green midterm buyers moving over, rising red, and again cyan under red also. The always a buy configuration. Not too shocking. Everything is pretty much in cruise control at this particular stage, and it's just a matter of waiting for investments to kick in, which won't happen until next year. But all things being equal, you've got the Peace Summit. So, with a global temperature turning down, as far as even within summer, you don't have all the rhetoric of banging war drums. It's more about peace drums. Well, it just turns everyone's attention to, you know, will the Fed lower rates? And the projection is yes, modestly, or at least the rest of the year they're going to start doing so. I don't know that it's all that convincingly baked in because I really think that from the Fed standpoint, they'd like to keep rates where they're at, let the economy function at a midline of near death, but still progressing, and they would be satisfied with that. It certainly helps their balance sheet, and it certainly allows for more normalization of what rates traditionally have. And of course, there's always going to be the jawboning for lower rates. Everyone is always going to be begging for that. So no, that's never going to end. But you can see oil, the situation here. It's not horrible. It's just right at the crux. You really need to see that drive that takes you into the low mid 50s as a real means towards driving economic growth. In which case, then you would also see demand skyrocket, and the spiral would start all over again. From an euro standpoint, of course, it's very exciting for the euro because again, inflation is just around the corner, and that will send the U.S. Into a tailspin. So it's just they're just preparing themselves because the euro is going to be the only thing standing. Take that one to the bank, right? From a gold standpoint, there's nothing excitement from this situation because, again, it just points to, well, one, you have obviously deficits that are continuing to rise. That's going to be a natural floor to it. Um, but you're also not in that current spike run. So you're likely to just get some back and forth with this within a narrowed range, and unless something breaks one way or another. But for now, it's still the baseline is built into it because it's the same with cryptos and you know, U.S. went from reasonable surplus to back big deficits with the giant spending from the big beautiful bill and that. So you're back to where you were before. There's no help in the deficits. They're not trying, and it's going to continue to escalate. ETH, though, is also continuing to expand. It's the new rage right now, so everyone's jumping in on that bandwagon, and ETFs, all of them buying this stuff up for the stablecoin setups, and off to the races for it. From a 50K standpoint, we started off with NBI White leading. We were above that 50%. It was just a matter of Magenta started to come over right in the middle of that, providing its support. Get a complete reset, and then once the orange dipping below red, right about here, we started the turnaround move. And even when the MBI white spike took over, you never had a dip of magenta below yellow at that stage, and that was just enough for the short cover rally to just boom push things through. and it did just that. Pretty clean and evident, and you can see from the early morning it was up, and then just the rest of the day. So you had taken care of all of those put buyers from before, flipped them around, and even here in European session, not too horrible. It's turned around from the mid flatness of the Asian, and we're going to the upper side here from the European session before the open in the U.S. So, all in all, from a summer standpoint, volatility is still excellent. It's just everyone still fighting these narrative games between who's right, the Fed or Trump, and they can't have Trump be right, so they don't know why the Fed's not right. Yeah. As always, anything relevant, I'll put it on our team chat. Have a good one. Trade well.